Welcome to eDay11. Today is Tuesday. Your IXL is Y3 in Algebra 1, and you only have to go to 75%. 75% will get you an A+. And just as a reminder, I really appreciate when students send me an email or tell me on Remind that they're done with the lesson so I know to update the computer. Very similar to what we did yesterday, but today there's going to be numbers with it also. With our numbers, we're going to divide numbers like we always have. So we divide numbers. Now with variables, we don't divide. What do we do with the exponents? With variables, we subtract the exponents. So for this problem, let's go ahead and look a little closer at it. For our numbers, we divide numbers. 14 divided by 2 is 7. For my x's, take your exponents. 2 minus 1 is 1. And it's going to stay where the bigger exponent is, so it will stay in the numerator, in the top. For our y's, put a placeholder in. Still do bigger minus smaller, so 2 minus 1 is 1, but where will it stay is where the bigger exponent is. If you stop at 75, it'll be a little simpler. Once you get past 75, they start incorporating a lot of variables in the problem. First, what's 6 divided by 6? Remember, you divide your numbers. 6 divided by 6 is 1. Well, what do you do with your exponents? With your exponents, you subtract. And I always do bigger minus smaller. 8 minus 7 is 1, but where is the bigger exponent? That's in the top. So we have f to the first on the top. You don't have to write the 1 in front, and you don't have to write the 1 exponent. You could just write f. Next one, divide your numbers. 6 divided by 3 is 2. For your exponents, you subtract. But I always do bigger minus smaller, so I have a positive number. 6 minus 4 is 2. And where will it go? Where is your bigger exponent? The bigger exponent is in the bottom, so W2 in the bottom. The 5, there's nothing to divide the 5 by, so you can think of it 5 divided by 1, which is still 5, so we can leave our 5. 6 to the 8 over 6 to the 8. If they're ever the same, they cross off. If you think of it as 8 minus 8, you get 0. I would just cross them off, and your final answer is 5. Negative exponents. Remember, everything is by itself. The 2 has a positive exponent. This b down here has a positive exponent, but we do need to move this. I always move negative exponents first. So I'm going to rewrite. I have my 2 on the top. This b to the negative 1 is going to move down and become b to the positive 1. And then I still have this b to the 1 on the bottom. Let's simplify from here. If they're both in the bottom or both in the top, that's using your multiplication rules. Your multiplication rules say when you're multiplying same base, rewrite your base and add your exponents. 1 plus 1 is 2. Divide your numbers. 8 divided by 4 is 2. And do you remember the trick for 0 power? Just cross it off. So you have h to the 6 on the top. Now I threw 2 problems in here. I don't think I got to the harder problems until level 70%. So you will only have to do 1, maybe 2 of them before you're done with this IXL. Do every letter on its own. Numbers, we divide our numbers. 8 divided by 2 is 4. Next, we're going to look at our A's. We have 1 on top, 6 on the bottom. 6 minus 1 is 5. And the bigger number's on the bottom, so we're going to write a to the 5th power on the bottom. Next, we're going to look at our b's. Putting in my missing exponent. Exponents we subtract. Bigger minus smaller. 4 minus 1 is 3. And the b to the fourth was the bigger exponent, so we'll put b to the third power after we subtract them on the top. And lastly, our c's. Put in your missing exponent. 6 minus 1 is 5. The bigger one is on the bottom, so c to the fifth on the bottom. And you're probably only going to get one or two of these harder problems. Let's try this one also. 3 divided by 3 is 1. Next, we have our p. We have 1 on top and 9 on the bottom. Bigger minus smaller. 9 minus 1 is 8. The bigger one is on the bottom, so p to the 8 on the bottom. Looking at your q's, you have q divided by q. If they have the same exact exponent, they actually will cross off, or you can think of it as 1 minus 1 is 0. And lastly, our r's. Bigger minus smaller. 9 minus 1 is 8. The bigger one is on the bottom, so r to the 8 on the bottom. Now, you're going to only go to 75%. That will get you your A+. Please email me when you're done or send me a message on Remind. This is Y3 in Algebra 1. I hope you have a great day. Let us know if you have any questions.